Alright all, welcome back to another Let's Play series. So at this point my play for the Dwarven Let's Learn series is pretty much at an end. We more or less have beaten the Florin Shadowblade. It's done, it's out the way. I've won the game! And now it's time to push on into something more difficult, I think, at this point. So before I start, I figured I was going to jump into my character vault. I realize this is not probably the first time I've done this or the last time, but for the most part, I figure it's just really good to sort of like drop in what my sort of skill level is at this point and what I'm going to do and why I'm going to do it. Assuming this loads up for me. But the general plan for the next amount of videos I'm basically going to drop, so to speak. And we're just going to go with Davian, winner, search the vault. Yes, nice and slow loading. Don't know why it's being so slow to load, but anyhow, just while this is loading, I've won this game quite a few times, and more or less, most of my wins have been in normal difficulty. So I basically have just Let's Learn win. I also have, as you can see, I got a Yeek win. I've got myself this Florin Wormic win that came before the Yeek. I won with a Dwarf Berserker. I won with a Halfling Skirmisher. I've won with a Skeleton Sun Paladin, the Halfling Rogue, the Shaloran Berserker, and I also have a higher Anorfield I won with, but that didn't show up in the vault sadly, so that's just not appearing, but whatever. For the most part, I've won this game quite a few times, but more or less all those wins have been in normal difficulty. And at this point, it's about time that I start upgrading the difficulty, I think, so that will be the plan. I'm just going to jump into the next difficulty level and basically showcase what happens when you basically up the difficulty, so it's a little bit more unfair toward the player. And I want to say at this point, when you're basically upping the difficulty of the enemies, this is where you actually start to get into more roguelike feel. I don't know why, but this is disabled yet again, but whatever. Difficulty, we're basically going to jump this up to Nightmare. So, Nightmare mode, unfair game setting. Basically, all zone levels increase by 50 plus free. All creature talent levels are increased by 30%. Players can earn Nightmare version achievements, so blah blah. You basically get Nightmare difficulty going on. The thing about Nightmare here compared to say normal is normal is just a normal level challenge. Nightmare is meant to be more unfair, so it may be in my case I'm more or less winning constantly every single time at this point, or when I really try and play these games, and that's great and all, but not really great for you guys not see me just win over and over again. So the plan, yeah, I'm going to call myself Shy Face. The plan is I'm going to jump into Nightmare difficulty, and I'm going to note that the first character I'm going to play with is a Dwarf Skirmisher here. Skirmisher is a new class, and it's basically a ranged rogue. They basically take maximum usage of slings and use their death moves to avoid combat. So basically, they more or less just try to avoid combat while just whittling down their foes with devastating talents. I've already got myself a win with this, class, the Skirmisher, but I was in normal difficulty, so it'll be interesting to see what this will be like when I jump into the more advanced difficulty here. Most of these talents they scale off of dexterity, as one can expect, but they also have down here a few that scale off cunning. And they also have a tree line that scales off of willpower. So the thing about the skirmishers is that they're kind of odd in terms of how they work. Most melee classes or range classes, how they work, they basically have a whole bunch of talents, and they use up their stamina, basically, and then they go kaput. They don't have any more stamina to use their talents. The skirmishers is a little bit different in that it actually regenerates the stamina really, really fast. They have several abilities which basically let them get more stamina, basically to take out their foes. They also have a very powerful Sling Supremacy type of talent here. This talent basically is an overpowered Sling Mastery type of talent. It gives you a whole lot of damage with your sling. So basically, how the Skirmisher works. They get a whole lot of damage and like powerful talents, and they also have like this like tree that lets them basically keep using those talents over and over again. So primarily dexterity, willpower, and cunning are going to be my stats of choice for this character. I may also maybe push out like Constitution because I picked up Dwarf here, and we'll basically go on from there more or less. They also have access, by the way, to something called Buckler Expertise. I'll note that these talents, basically how the Skirmisher works, they're like a slinging and shielding type of character. They have like these shields that more or less deflect and avoid attacks, while they make use of their slings to basically, you know, devastate their foes. We're not going to use both for class points at this time, I don't think. We're actually going to, at this point, I actually want to sort of focus on building up my cunning stat here a little bit. I think we're actually going to get this up to 20 as soon as possible. The reason for getting this up to 20 is so I can get up like to kill shot and noggin knocker as fast as possible. But more or less, this is going to be my primary skill right here for like a good while, kneecapper. I think over here, I might want to pick up heightened senses, but actually I do want to pick up heightened senses because I'm a dwarf, and I'm going to be in a dwarf dungeon, which is going to be, you know, hard to see in. So we're just going to pick up that for now. Now this might be a little bit dangerous because I'm going to Nightmare mode with, you know, a dwarf. Dwarves in Nightmare mode are going to have a whole lot of, like, you know, basically go through Reknor here first, and I don't have any, like, real way of getting out of here. Unlike with, like, the Florian Shadowblade, if you just came from that Let's Learn series, this character has to go through the first dungeon. He can't, you know, escape and go back to the world map. He has to get through this dungeon, or else he will die. There's heightened senses working, by the way. I basically see him. Now, the thing about the Dwarven Berserker here is that or Dwarven Skirmisher, or Dwarven characters, you start off with a Dwarven Berserker friend, so you're not completely in dark here, so to speak, but it's something you want to be very careful of. This guy is like your lifeline, so to speak, here. And then there's all these other guys as well that are going to basically be capable of kicking my ass if I'm not careful. Now, I'll note that with ranged characters, they can bump attack things, but primarily how they work, they just use shoot. Shoot basically lets you shoot your sling or bow and all that. I basically right now have a range 6 sling, so I can shoot at stuff, but... And I actually want to be very careful because he's going after this guy. We're actually going to let him get a little bit closer. And I'm just going to kneecap this guy. The purpose for kneecapping this guy is just so that he, you know, I could possibly slow him down a little bit. It also makes it a little bit easier for Norgan to sort of deal with him. We're going to deal with the snake. I'm not too worried about him, you know, taking a little bit of damage initially. He's actually fairly durable, but I have to be very careful with the amount of enemies he might fight. Okay, we're actually going to back up here a little bit. Kneecap you. We're going to go here. Now, I'm taking a little bit of damage here, as you can see, but that's to be expected because I'm a dwarf, and this is actually kind of a very rough start I'm having here. Now, something to note, by the way, about the Skirmisher, they're called shots talents here, the ones that scale with cunning. They're a little bit special, unlike with like other archery type talents, like for the Archer or the Temple Warden. They can actually shoot at stuff past like enemies. So this, I can basically shoot at either of these guys here. We'll basically shoot at him. And I actually missed him, but you know, basically I'm able to shoot past these guys if I wish. And it can work quite well to sort of deal with them. Okay, I want to deal with you, and... So yeah, mostly right now all these guys are going after me. That bear is going after Norgan. As you can see, Norgan's like, you know, this having a fun, grand old time killing all this stuff for me. That's actually a really dangerous position for him, and I'm actually out of ammo, so this can actually happen, by the way, you can just run out of ammo. The simple thing to do, obviously, would be just like, you know, use reload. Note that this is something different about the new version. Reloading, what it does is it actually makes it so that you're disarmed while you're reloading your ammo for a couple turns. And I guess that's like sort of one way of making like enemy archer guys a little bit harder. For archers, you can reload while you just move around, but reloading also lets me reload a little bit more, I think, or it should be. Apparently, it isn't, so that's a bit of a stupid thing. So I guess reload is going to be a little bit worthless until I actually level up Sling Supremacy a little bit to make it worth more on my while. But, oh well. Okay, we're actually going to just hit this guy here a little bit and Get this way, get this way. Yeah, I realize this walk toward these guys. I don't want him taking too much of a beating because, you know, he can only take so much damage. We're going to kill this guy. And we're just going to step here. So yeah, you reload, you know, whenever you walk around with a skirmisher. That's actually something true for all archers, by the way, now. They changed it so that archers now, they regenerate their ammo when they wait or when they move around. Helps with their, you know, their counts a little bit. Now, I actually want, hopefully... Okay, note that he does have a regeneration fusion, and he just used it there. So he's going to regenerate up a little bit. I actually want him to stay alone there. I'm going to basically wait here a little bit, rest up. Okay, you're going to kill him. So he does have, by the way, Resilience of the Dwarves. I'll actually look at him just temporarily. But you'll notice that Norgan here, he basically starts off with a few powerful talents. He'll get progressively weaker as you progress through this dungeon, but he starts off fairly strong with like Stunning Blow. He has Resilience of the Dwarves. He has a Regeneration Infusion, which is actually notably good. And he has like Combat Accuracy, Armor Training, and Weapons Mastery. So he's like a very beginning-ish type of Berserker here. But he's strong enough to really put up a fight. Note that I'm actually getting a lot of experience too. So it's not like it's a terrible thing that I'm going to this dungeon. We're seeing lots of experience, and I'm going to level up in a moment. Looks like there's something over in this direction because it's emitting a light source. So we're going to just avoid that for now. Just make sure our flanks are secure. Okay, I leveled up. We're going to invest a talent point right here. And I'm going to basically invest this up to 20. And next time, I think we're just going to start pushing up our dexterity so I can start picking up some of our talents. Like this, like as you can see here, skills off dexterity. I want to basically push that up as fast as possible when I get a chance. Over here. Now, I picked up one in Heightened Sensing, but I'm not going to probably pick this up anymore. Heightened Senses are nice, but I'm not really a true rogue. I don't have any stealth skills, as you can see. I don't use invisibility. So this character, Heightened Senses is useful, but I only want like 1 point in initially. I'm going to basically push off the Piercing Sight eventually, and just like, you know, focus on this being more of a brutish type of rogue. So we're not going to spend any talent points just yet, which again is probably a bad idea in Nightmare, but I'm playing it risky here a little bit, but whatever. I'm confident my skills I'll survive at least somewhat well. Okay, put this on. So yeah, if I note by my inventory there, I start off with a buckler, I start off with a sling, a bit of leather armor, some shots, and a helmet. I don't have any offhand weapons. I have that lamp down there as usual. That's my character in a nutshell. Okay, down here is the enemy. Here's an orc soldier, so these guys are probably the most difficult guys in here, but... Okay, note that he's regenerating a little bit there, so I actually want to get Norgan in here to sort of help out. And he's dealt with. Oh, note that I can't actually hit Norgan. You know, I have to be very careful with my shots. And I actually missed you there, but... Okay, that's actually really dangerous down here. We've got ourselves a thief. He could do a lot of damage, but hopefully we can deal with this guy here. We're just going to boom, boom. It's going after Norgan now, which is okay for now, but preferably I want to try and do what I can to take him out. Heal up a little bit. So yeah, you want to be. I should have been a little more careful around that enemy because I knew he was there because of his light source. Okay, that bear stunned me, but so what? So getting some decent experience at least. So that's something to know about Nightmare at least. I'm not going to have too much problems with experience. that I might have, like going through the Dwarven Dungeon initially with most characters. In many ways, this is not going to be too bad experience, I don't think, going through Nightmare mode. I expect to, by the way, die with this character, just because, even though I have one with Skirmishers, I did die, like, several times. So eventually I do plan to actually, get my ass handed to me. We see ourselves, this guy coming down here, so... Damn it, I actually want to kill this snake, but... Okay, do that. Heal up a little bit. Yeah, you can all explore in here too, by the way. We're going to pin him to the ground. That's lucky. Note that this skill kneecapper, how it works, how the skirmisher works in just general. They have a whole lot of disabling talents. So kneecapper, which I'm using right now, it basically will pin guys to the ground while it basically slows them afterwards. So the thing about kneecapper is that it's like basically slows those guys from being able to approach you as fast. Other talents like the buckler expertise up here, this will let me basically deflect attacks. So when guys attack me, there's a chance that they'll basically completely miss me. Some of these attacks aren't that great, but or some of these abilities aren't that great because they're this is still a new class. It's got a few bugs and other things to worry about, but it'll work fine as it is. This is actually a fairly strong class, regardless of how how early built it is, so to speak. There's the stairs. Okay, so these guys are probably the most dangerous guys in here. Orc soldiers. Generally, they have more powerful talents. So this guy's going to have like crush, for example. Hits the target, doing a mighty blow to the leg, doing weapon damage. If the attack hits, the target's unable to move. So I want to be very careful with him. Luckily, I just pinned him, so he's going to be a little bit slower getting to me. Notice I'm sort of holding back Norgan too, and I'm also blind here, but we'll basically try shooting and see if I can hit anything. And Norgan was blind, but he stepped in front of me apparently there. We're gonna step down here. Norgan actually killed that first guy nicely for me. Pin you. Okay, that wasn't too bad. Oops. Yeah, you have to be very careful of friends. By the way, you can set your leash or anchor to Norgo so he doesn't like run away from you, which can be kind of useful if you want to run away from guys. Sometimes you want to run away from here, I guess. First instance is almost clear. Sadly, I'm not picking up a whole lot of good items. I'm picking up lots of melee items, but this is not a melee character, so they aren't that good for me. Now, usually when you go through Dwarf, the Dwarven instance here, Reknor, you can probably expect that you're not going to level up twice like I'm about to on just doing the first instance here. So that's a little bit different. We picked up this, but that's not really going to help me, I don't think, for this character. So we actually picked up more experience than we usually do than on the regular normal difficulty, which is kind of nice. Like it'll actually help me a whole lot for getting out of here. Okay, I'm more concerned about him, but he's out of range for a moment. Ooh, there's guys coming from all directions here. Let's stun him, or pin him to the ground so he doesn't move as much. I'm just going to back down here a little bit while these guys sort of get on us. Now, luckily, I'll note that I'm very close to level 3 here. The thing about, this game... Wow, I took a whole lot of damage there. Take that off, take that off. We're just going to back off. The thing about being so close to level 3 is that, at the very least... Okay, please die. Okay, good. I'm almost level 3, so once we get to level 3, I'll basically, get my stamina back and all that other stuff. Boom. So I can do that, take advantage of this for now. Putting our class point in there. Now we're going to start raising up our dexterity. That opens up a whole lot of stuff. So I'll note that with the Skirmisher, this is a new category that rogues and skirmishers picked up. It's called acrobatics. Acrobatics is like this sort of like movement type of tree. Basically, vault and like all these other stuff in here, they basically let you move around a whole lot easier, and basically lets you be more evasive and deft, so to speak, in avoiding enemy attacks. So vault will basically let me reposition my character. If I use like tumble here, that can let me reposition my character. Chain reactions is a defensive type of thing, and superb agility basically lets you reduce the abilities of all this other stuff. So very powerful stuff to sort of use. Now note that he's not leveling up, so I'm leveling up, but Norgos isn't, so eventually that could mean bad things happening. Hopefully I don't find another instance there where I run into a whole bunch of enemies all at once. Ow. Probably should have tried to dodge that, but whatever. Okay, now this is another dangerous enemy I have to watch out for, the archer. Archers, of course, are archers. They can, archer you. Ouch. So yeah, I have to be very careful of him, hitting me with archery shots. He can reload, by the way, but I don't want him specifically attacking me. Ow. At least we went after Norgan there. He's out of the way. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, I have to watch out for Norgan there. Make sure he doesn't get into my line of fire. Another archer. Ouch, it hit Norgan there. Getting kind of lucky with the shots here. This guy's missed me a little bit, but... Nope, he went after Norgan there, I think. We're going to do this. We're going to step here. If only flanking guys was, worth any grain of salt in this game. But then it'd be bad because you're always being flanked yourself later on. This is not going to look promising with all these guys popping around. Pop you. Let's just go after this orc for now. You got on my way. Good, you went after him. You're going after him as well. I'm going to hold off on using this Stone Resilience of the Dwarves just yet. Kill him. Now, I don't like the fact that they're both going after Norgan there. He's actually taking a little bit of damage, but what I can do, we're just going to step here. That forced him to go after me. I'm going to basically use this. This as a damage reduction ability, and try to slow him down so basically he can't hurt as much. And then we just take them both out. Don't know if we're going to get the Nightmare achievement for saving Norgan, but I'm going to damn well try. Yep, that still happens. Got him. He pinned me there, so that, he used Crush there for a bit. The bastard. And there's another orc coming for us. Still not in range. There he is. Boom. I slowed him down. Don't go ahead by yourself there, Norgan. Alright, awesome. We found ourselves a regeneration infusion of the Titan, so that'll be an awesome type of infusion for my character to use. We are going to move that to normal inventory and just use it. Now I've got myself another regeneration infusion. That's actually worth salt. I should probably put this on because I forgot to put it on. Slowly but carefully, I'll make my way through this dungeon. And of course, we're getting to level 3, which is where we're going to find the boss. Ow. Okay, he disarmed himself there. Of course, he was only disarmed for so long. No, I can't hit him. Cool. We'll just, boom. I got him. Yeah, I'll note, by the way, that you're not going to be too accurate until you up your dexterity a little bit. Get out combat accuracy. Alright, I probably should have waited before charging out over here, but whatever. Boom. Stay back, Norman, please. Norman recovers his sight. Poke my head around the corner there. There was an enemy. He's now a dead enemy. Okay, that's going to be kind of dangerous going after two of these guys at once. We're going to back up. I'm going to stay here. Norman's going to go first. It's really dangerous being right next to two of these archers at once, but one of them's going after Norgan, so I'm feeling sort of content that I can take him on. We're going to focus on this guy because he's going after... well, he was going after me, but he's also weakened, so, I mean, there's a reason I'm going after him. We're going to use that prematurely just in case. We'll try slowing him down. I just pin him, that's, you know, great, but not great. He's out of the way. We found ourselves a cleansing helm here. I'll note that I'm not a mage anymore, so I can make use of these initially, even though I don't plan to... Right, I can't use them because I need armor training. Good old armor training. It never fails to screw you over. And Orc Warrior. This is the Orc Warrior, we don't care about those. Off. Damn snakes. Boom. Ow. I don't want to, you know, step in a line, or have him step in a line of my fire again, so we're just going to... Step there. I don't think there's much left on this level, but we might be able to pick up level 4 before we get out of here, which would be nice. Boom, boom, boom. That guy's regenerating a whole lot, so I probably shouldn't be going after him, but... Whatever. Deal with him, Norgan. A Sandworm Destroyer. That's an odd sight to find in the first tier dungeon. I want to watch out for a stun, but whatever. Boom. Bing. Done. Black Jelly. Oops. Yeah, he'll charge ahead if he gets hit by stuff. Alright, we're not level 4, but I mean, level 3 is usually what you get to when you get out of this dungeon, so not really a big deal. I wonder how tough the Reaver's going to be. That's the Orc Reaver boss. There he is. Bratok the Reaver. The huge orc blocks your way to Iron Council. You must pass. So, let's see here. This guy, I want to be very careful about him because he has, corrupted strength. He has the diseases and such. I don't want to be hit by any of his stuff. But at the same time, I don't want him in Norgos, specifically as well. So we're going to basically just try hounding him a little bit before he starts hitting us with disease and such. And I want to basically step away. Now, here's the thing about Vault. I can actually use Vault to sort of step over him initially. So I can go Womp, just to sort of stay away. And he actually gets stunned. So he's actually stunned by Norgos there. I can make use of that to just initially back off a little bit. Still going after me, which means I can maybe, heal up a little bit. Pop a little bit with stuff here. Hopefully, Norgan can just, bright him with blows a little bit before I have to run away. I shot Norgan in the face accidentally there. Whoops. Okay, I'm at full health, so I'm confident I can take a little bit of damage here before I have to run away. So we're just gonna sit here, let Norgan hopefully him a little bit. Lock Fate this prematurely. That wasn't too tough. Two for the mouth, Raw Recall. Hey, Norgan, what's up? We managed to kill him. So we got all that. That's the first dungeon for the dwarves. Been a long time since I played this dungeon. Not really, I guess, but whatever. This is a better infusion than the regeneration one that I start out with, so we'll replace this crappy one with that. And that'll be useful for, avoiding attacks from poison and such. Why not? We'll put this on. And I'm level 5, so I can level up a little bit. We'll pick up a point here in Kneecapper. And we'll pick one up in Killshot. Killshot is going to be... it's going to be probably my most effective talent, but it won't be useful until later on in the game. We're just going to bump this up a little bit. Now, with Vault, I'll note that generally, I guess I suggest that you want to get at least 2 points in here as soon as possible. If you basically, don't get 2 points in there, it's going to be kind of weak and not really as effective. But, basically with it, increasing a little bit here, it gets a little bit more powerful and actually useful. You might get up to 4 if you want, but to be honest, I think 2 is probably fine just to sort of start out with it. We'll pick up a little Charm Mastery over here. I want to get some combat accuracy, obviously, for, hitting stuff. In stats, I do want to get this up to 24, so we're going to basically bump this up. Now note that, by the way, the dwarves, they start off with less dexterity, but, big deal. Now here's a talent I really like to use, Bash and Smash, so we're going to pick that up. And Swift Shot's okay. Not the greatest thing, but it does work. I think we're actually going to save this class point for a little while. the thing I really want to do is more or less pick up like these towns down here as fast as possible. Getting Noggin Knocker up to like 5-5, Need Capper to 5-5, Sling Sniper up to 5-5. Kill Shot you can leave at 1 if you want, but more or less these are like, you know, these are staple skills down here for basically holding off foes. And they'll be like primarily what I sort of focus my stuff on. I do want to get like Dexterity up to initially get the Sling Supremacy, but after that I basically want to start focusing on our stuff, I think. Down here. Alright, well we're going to get our achievement because Norgren survived. Reknor is lost. Thank you, Damon Shyface. We both survived for well for the Empire. I will bring them the news and everyone rest. I do not think I want to see death so closely for some time now. Squad mate, Nightmare Adventure mode. First roguelike achievement I've ever gotten there. I could go to the Deep Bellow, by the way, on this character, but for now, I think we've actually played enough for the first episode. And I think we'll do all the other stuff a little bit later on. So for now, take care. Hope you guys enjoyed.